Welcome back. This is part 2 of my fanfic reading. I'm not going to call it my Hermione fanfic anymore because this actually has a Narcissa and Lucius fanfic in it as well. So, welcome to part 2 of the fanfic read. If you haven't been aware or you didn't see the last video, back in July I read Manacled and it has set me off on a fanfic kick. So, this vlog is specifically dedicated to Love's Bidget 8. I ended up reading the entire the Wrongs and Rights series that she did for this, and here we go. This is it. Let's start.
Okay, so I don't know if I've updated, but I started reading The Right Thing to Do, and oh my god, that book was so good. The fanfic, oh my god, I cried. So it obviously made me jump right into all the wrong things. How is it that this book is almost the exact same thing except in his perspective? And I'm about to cry again. It's so cute. It's so cute. Okay, I'm going back to it. I'll be back. Okay, I finished All the Wrong Things, and I love that it added to the story. I was really worried that since it was just his perspective of everything, that it would just kind of be like boring, but it ended up being perfect. It was everything that I needed from his side, and like I loved it. Now I'm gonna start the auction because I'm just gonna keep going with it, so I'll be back. Okay, so I can't remember if I updated on All the Wrong Things, but I did love it. I loved it. I will keep reading, and I'm pretty sure this fanfic author is the author of Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, so I have to double check on that, but if so, I love that book, so I'm really not surprised that I'm loving the fanfics that she writes. So I ended up finishing that one the other day. Now I just finished last night The Auction by Love Bidget 8, and again, I loved it. I loved her reading order for it. I know a lot of people read The Auction and say that you don't need to read them in the order, but I just feel like this setup going from The Right Thing to Do and All the Wrong Things was just like, those stories were great. They set up like this, like the idea of the auction very nicely to lead into the actual book, even though it's not like it's an alternate universe compared it, whereas like those two are if Harry won the war, whereas the auction is Harry died. So I just love that. I decided that I want to read the next one in the book. I believe in the series there's 7 of them. I am loving it. I can't wait to start the next one, so let's go. Okay, so I realize that I've been really bad at updating this vlog, but they've been really short, like little novella stories that is left in this book. This like series parts. So I've already talked about The Right Thing to Do, The Wrong Thing to Do, and The Auction. And then I think I told you about Birthright and how I enjoyed that because it was different from the Hermione. It was Lucius and Narcissa, and I really enjoyed that. And then I went into When What's Right is Wrong, All Right, and what's the last one? This one's not telling me because it's not part of this. What's the other one? Hold on, I have to pull up my book journal now. So, let's see. I need a better way to figure out what fanfics I've been reading or not. Okay, here we go. So, the last ones that I read were when what's right is wrong, all right, and wrong time, wrong place. So the wrong time, wrong place is a podfic. I think is what it's called. I can't remember what it. Hold on. Yeah, a podfic. So that one's by the ELA. No, that's a class in school. ECL, I think. I'm going to put it up because they're on Spotify, and this is actually how I've been reading a lot of them. I've been reading along on AO3 or Wattpad, and then reading with the Spotify story. The only ones that I couldn't find were Birthright, When What's Right is Wrong, and All Right. No, wait. No, I lied. All Right was on there. So with the podcast, audio, they don't have those two. I think it's just those two. And I was a little disappointed, but I ended up reading it with Scribd instead because I was able to download the document and put it into Scribd and just read it from there. Because I really read a lot of things, I read along with it. Or if I'm not reading along, I will clean or do something around the house so that I can listen, and that's why I get them done so fast. But the last three were really short. Even Birthright was really short. It was kind of like little stories from Lucy and Sissy's relationship and how they became a couple, and then what they were experiencing during the first two, which is the right thing to do and all the wrong things. And then All Right, When What's Right is Wrong, and Wrong Place, Wrong Time. They were additional chapters, except for All Right. They were additional scenes for those books. So it did have different people in them, and I really enjoyed those. I just wish they were a little longer.
Okay, so if you can't tell, I have loved these videos. Unfortunately, my audio stopped working at the end there, but just overall, I really enjoyed all of these books. I thought they were really amazingly written. I loved the storylines. I loved the details in it. I thought they were just fun reads. The auction was definitely a darker one for sure, but it was still a good read, and I loved the setup from the first two. I think it's the right thing to do and all the wrong things or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's it. But they set up for the auction very nicely because it's the alternate universe of that where they speak of it. I'm sorry, it's a little windy. I don't know if you can hear that. Overall, I loved it. When I found out that she was also the writer of Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, I was not surprised that I loved it because Forget Me Not was one of my favorites of this year. Okay, the wind started, so I'm going to wrap this up. Overall, I loved it. I loved Julie Soto, like I said, so I'm not surprised that I love Bidka 8. But yeah, so we will see you in the next one. Subscribe, and see you